increasing residential growth in cities, do you think this is a good thing or a bad thing for growing the equality of power, wealth and opportunity in Australia?
Well, it's something that's happening, Tim. We know that Melbourne and Sydney are going to be at 8 million by 2050. So whether it's a good or a bad thing, it's something that is happening. I think it does present some real challenges. We know that jobs are concentrated in and around central business districts while people are being pushed further out. So debates about housing affordability and housing supply are critical if we are interested in these debates about quality of life and equality. The other question which I think we need to explore is how transport options work. Transport within cities to even out access to jobs and other amenity and opportunities, but also transport to and from cities. That's why proposals like a high-speed rail, which could build the opportunity for regional centres such as Shepparton, Albury, Wodonga to grow and become manageable cities with strong transport linkages to the major capital cities, could be an important part of meeting some of these challenges.
So there's been a debate for many years about whether we should be trying to decentralise government agencies and industries, get them out of the big cities, put them into regional centres. Is that something you think would be a good idea for managing those growth in cities, or does that reduce the efficiency and the productivity of our economy?
Well, that is the debate. I think we all now understand agglomeration, which carries great benefits but also challenges, going back to this question about the gap between where people live and where the jobs are. I think there will be opportunities to relocate agencies, but I think we've also got to think again about how we connect people to opportunities rather than simply moving the opportunities. The work that I think is really interesting in that regard is to look at how we can build around clusters, and obviously universities, hospitals and the like often exist in outer suburban and regional areas. They can be great focuses of jobs and good jobs.
So you've taken it on yourself to be an advocate for cities and city policy within the ALP. One of your ideas is that we should have a minister for cities. What do you think that minister would do if they were created?
Well, I'm very nervous answering that question because speaking for Anthony Albanese is inviting trouble. Anthony Albanese is our Shadow Minister for Cities. He will be the Minister for Cities in a Shorten Labor government. What his ministry acknowledges is that we are the most urban nation in the world, and the involvement of Commonwealth government shapes our cities in so many ways. If you think about immigration, you think about trade, you think about taxation. So not having direct engagement at ministerial level is denying the Commonwealth government the opportunity and avoiding its responsibility to engage in how our cities work and vitally how they might work better.
Just off cities, you've written quite a bit about the rise of what you call anti-politics and people drifting out of participation in mainstream politics. Can you just elaborate on what those concerns are and what you think some of the solutions to that problem are?
Well, my concern is that people are voting less often, they're enrolling to vote at a lower rate, and it's also about the representation in our politics, in the parliaments, and we're having a big debate about affirmative action here, but also in our party. Our party, and most parties like it, don't reflect the communities that we represent. That's a real challenge, and I think what we do see is more and more people feeling alienated from decision making. That's why it's so great to have this national conference play out Labor's debates in public, where everyone can see the good, the bad and the ugly. But it's more than just opening our doors to the public, it's working out why people from different backgrounds aren't engaging in politics. Younger people, people with family pressures, people from a range of culturally and linguistically diverse backgrounds. It's going to them and building a bridge between the things that are important in their lives and the way in which our party works that I think is our best way forward.
And lastly, you've been a member of the Fabian Society for many years. Why do you stick around and what role do you think it plays in Australian society?
I stick around for the opportunity to do interviews like this. But seriously, the Fabians have been at the core of the Labor movement's challenge to find new ideas, new solutions to social and economic problems. Much of the thinking we do within the formal part of the party is around the now, the challenges we face, the next election. The Fabians offer a broader canvas and the freedom to think big. And I think if we think about some of Labor's great achievements, they've been kicked off through discussions within the Fabians. That's why I'm involved in the Fabians, that's why they are important, and I hope they will, no, I don't hope, I'm sure the Fabians, the members of the Fabians, will continue to drive the great ideas that will shape Labor through this century.